Okay, so 5 to 3 on Sunday morning. Totally raining. It keeps doing the same thing that it does. It'll have like torrential pouring for a while, hours. I'm not saying like a quick one. No, it will go and go and go. My whole yard will fill up with water. Then it will kind of slow down because it doesn't stop because you keep seeing the sprinkles going all the time. And then after that, the yard kind of turns into a big mud slosh. And then it does it again. And then it just keeps doing this repeat cycle, repeat cycle, repeat cycle. And I swear to God, sometimes it's so Groundhog Day. Everything is just repeat, repeat, repeat. It's like the exact same things. So, oh, God, I think it's annoying. Okay, so on the tooth thing, I mean, I'm gonna show it because I feel like this is the same thing as my hair thing. And when I started noticing that my hair was changing, and I said, I drew attention to it to get other people to notice that it was changing. So that is the thing with the tooth. And on my tooth, I haven't even gotten the hydro or the what is that called? The hydroapatite, the hydrox. It's the mineral that grows your teeth back, and or heals your teeth, grows your teeth, whatever. Hydroxy. And even yesterday morning, my mom had messaged me and she said, "You ought to get this toothpaste. I've been um, doing research into it, and it seems like it's really good, and it could help your tooth." And I said, "Oh, I had already had that," which I am just convinced. I don't know. I'm gonna call the dentist, I think, and well, I'm gonna have to talk to him because I have an appointment, and I, I'm gonna keep going the way I'm going. And I think that there's a difference. I think if I went in now, they would still want to do something, but I want it to heal even more. Hydroxyapatite. I think that's what it is. And anyways, so I'm ordering that tomorrow. I'm gonna get paid, and gonna start using that too. But so this is just from the minerals in my body, and the only mineral I've been putting on it so far is the bentonite clay and the coconut oil mixture I made. And one thing, I was using baking soda for a while, and now I've seen, and it made him feel like fresh and stuff. And I know that's a natural one, but it also can be harsh and remove enamel off. See, that could have also been a part of it, was like brittle, and that was causing more problems. I don't know, because I swear I still feel like that there was a cavity or a filling there, and that he had said that there was another cavity and they had to remove this filling and put in a new filling and do it all, this whole thing. And I swear that was what was putting me off, because I was like, I already had that one filling removed, and it was horrible, horrible. And make like, oh yeah, it's horrible. And I don't know if you go to one of those naturopath ones that are all into taking the silver out, because they even won't even, like, I heard they can only take out certain ones at a time. They can't go in and take all the silver out or something, because it would like put your body in shock or something. I don't know. You have to go in and listen to all their different research and stuff about the whole thing. But there's a lot to the stuff that they've done in our mouths. There's a lot about our nervous system, about our health, about everything. And like I said, most people have a whole bunch of infections inside of their mouth without ever even knowing it. And mine was checked. They checked because they pushed down, because I found this out because of this one over here. When my implants went bad, they became super infected because it was in my bone, and it all became all infected, and it was eating my bone. And pus was coming out, and it was coming for a while. Even after the whole thing, I still had the infection and stuff. Like, I would no way recommend getting implants. I mean, some people, I guess their bodies can take them, but I think a lot of people probably have infections that keep going, and maybe not everybody's body completely rejects them, but anyways, all the artificial stuff is not good for us. That's all I know. And well, let me think what I was saying. So because if you use the baking soda too, it can cause your teeth to have sensitivity, and it removes more of the enamel off, which I was reading stuff from different people's stuff in the reviews of the other toothpaste thing, because there's more than just knobs. If you go on Amazon, there's a bunch of different ones, and one is called FYGG. And maybe it was in there where I was reading reviews, but I was reading where people talked about the baking soda thing. And so I was like, oh, and I had seen some other things about it. But anyways, so that's something to think about if you're using baking soda. If you have sensitivity in your teeth, and maybe you have really strong enamel. I don't think I have very strong. That's, I think, why I was constantly getting cavities all the time when I was a little kid. But they instead take it off instead of build it up. I think that's what the coconut oil and stuff does, is build it up. So anyways, I made the mixture with the coconut oil and the bentonite clay. And so I'm using that to brush my teeth with now. And I'm not like scrubbing. I'm just kind of going around on my teeth and being kind of gentle. But the peroxide, because the peroxide would also fight all the infection. But he checked for infection in this, and there wasn't any infection in that. And then I've been doing the peroxide ever since. But I am totally seeing a difference in my tooth. And I see it as growing back and healing. So I'm going to keep showing it, and we'll just watch it together. But I definitely think it's healing. So anyways, I think it looks so much better. So anyways, we'll just keep going and see. The appointment's the 17th. She was going to call me if there was a cancellation. I think by the time it was the 17th, well, we'll see. We'll just see. Because I'm going to get that toothpaste. But this is all just from the minerals. And I see even like where there was more like orange before, which I was seeing it is like the tissue of the tooth kind of rebuilding itself up. Now it seems like it's starting to close all that off and go back to this other color. And then the darkness, it seems like it's getting smaller. And so I think it's growing back. I think that the minerals in our body do this naturally. So anyways, I think there's progress. And sometimes it gets a little bit achy. Yesterday I wasn't really hurting, but once I start doing this, every time the air starts blowing in, it gets irritated. This would probably be the good time to put the beeswax on it, but I haven't gotten that yet. And I did have the xylitol too, because the one dentist who was talking about rebuilding your teeth, she has a plan, like a recipe or whatever. A lot of the people who develop those, then you have to pay for the information. But I've just been gathering information for my own self over the past few years. So I'm just going to go with what mine, except for I did hear her say about the xylitol. And so I'm going to add that on. I don't really know that much about xylitol, but I'll look more into it. She says she uses xylitol a bunch of times. And I swear to God, that thing on Stella's chin is getting smaller, for sure. It's definitely not getting bigger. It may be kind of not going super, super fast, but I swear it is getting smaller. So I think that stuff is working. I'm going to keep doing the black seed oil on her. And the reason why I feel like that there is a mucus problem is because, man, something is tickling my face, is how much... I was also thinking about, like, when they go outside and they get all these little bots that are being rained on us, then they come in and they get them on everything. You can't get away from getting the little bots, whatever these fucking things are that they're putting in us. So anyways, the reason I keep thinking she's so mucusy is her slobber. Oh my God. She's got extreme slobber lately. but it is, well, I don't know. I think it's extreme. My daughter was always saying it, and I couldn't see. I couldn't see good. Now I can see better, and there's a lot of slobber. But it's really mucusy, and even when she drinks out of the water dish, which I'm pretty sure like this has always been, because my one daughter, when we go to visit her, and she would be drinking out of their dog's dish, my daughter would always comment about, this is so disgusting. It gets real thick with the snot and all of her jowls and stuff. And so anyways, that would be something that would help the stuff move around, the stuff that we don't want inside of us. Oh, and I learned another thing yesterday about that too. So anyways, I'm going to use keep doing the black seed oil on her. Max has got something going on. I'm going to start him on the ginger and honey and oregano oil, because it's an antibiotic. And then the ginger honey stuff is like a cough syrup that heals you. It's not just like a cough syrup. It's like all the benefits of ginger and all the benefits of the honey, and they go together. And so it's like the same thing as like the oregano oil, except for the oregano oil is supposed to be like the most powerful antibiotic. So anyways, and I've been doing those in Stella's. So I'm going to add some to Max, because something's going on. He just keeps laying around, just being really tired, kind of. And like, like when you don't feel good, I keep telling him just go to rest and stuff, because that's how you get better. That's how you have to have your body's got to heal, but you got to give it time to rest. And that's where they keep people just running on the hamster wheel, never giving time to themselves and never getting better. And that is a problem, for the people. And that's why people keep getting sicker, and then they can just give them a little scapegoat thing. Oh, it's aging. And then people buy on to the whole thing, and then it kind of gets comfortable because they find a pattern to fall into. And so then they just go into the, not taking care of themselves and stuff. But it's kind of like an excuse, like, well, I'm aging, I don't have to take care of myself anymore. And there was something that kept coming in my mind while I was saying that. Let me think what it was. Oh yeah, because it was some, oh yeah, okay. So on the parasites, so doing all the cleansing and stuff, because I don't know if you guys are doing all the cleansing, but you know how often I do all that stuff. And it's just like, just the stuff I drink every day is that kind of stuff. Like every day is kind of like just keep your body clean. And mine is with that burdock root is something about that. I think the moringa powder, the spirulina powder stuff, like all these different ones that I use also do a lot of like keep you cleaned up in there. And I think that it's important that we do this. We don't let it get out of control. So what I learned is, so when you try and kill the parasites, that they spew out all of their gunk. Like how they always say, like, you can't kill roaches and stuff. And even when you try and smash them, all their eggs, everything comes out. And so everything is birthed, they got a flawless system. Well, it's kind of like that. And so when you try and kill them, they release all their toxins. So a lot of people are getting super, super sick while they're trying to cleanse. And that is because you've got so many toxins being released inside of you at the same time. And that, there's other people doing videos talking about the carrier agents. You got to use the carrier agents to get the stuff out of you. And cloves is one, from what I understand. I mean, make sure you do your research. Don't just trust everything I say. Is cloves, which I have cloves in my tea every day, and because I put that in my chai spice. My spice basically that I use now is just ginger. And one thing is I used to put turmeric, but turmeric is a synthetic derivative off of ginger, from what I understand. And so if you want the real benefits of what you're trying to get from turmeric, you'll get it from ginger. This is what I understand, but again, do your own research. So mine's ginger, cinnamon, but you got to get the saline cinnamon. It's CEYLON or something like that, because it's the same thing, whatever they do to the cinnamon, they fuck it up. And so supposedly the Ceylon is you get really the benefits of what you're trying to get from the cinnamon. And so um, that and then cloves. And so I use clove powder. So clove powder, charcoal is another one, but charcoal will remove everything. So if you're on a bunch of medications, if you haven't gone off medications and stuff yet, is that can interfere with your medications, and it just removes all the stuff. So and charcoal is like we would use it in the hospital when somebody would come in like overdose or something, and you put that on it, it binds and everything and takes it out of the body. So but it helps to remove all of the toxins that the bugs are leaving inside of you. And so anyways, if you're trying to get healthy and then you keep getting sick, it could be that. And the fact that how much is built up over the years, because we don't do this regularly. We don't keep our system running clean and clear regularly. And so everybody's just figuring it out. Everybody's trying to hit it hard. And then they're getting smacked down with a whole bunch more sickness. And one thing too is the filter system. And so a lot of people are getting the stuff stuck in like some of the small little because in the kidney system, the filter part of the system, in the liver, spleen, and all that stuff, and there's these little tubes or whatever, and so they're getting clogged up with all of the gunk and stuff. So you got it in the lymph system and stuff, so people are getting sick. And then the toxins get stuck in those places, so then that can be causing like kidney cancer, bladder cancer, urethra. Everything that's in that filter system can have the effects of whatever gets in there. And so you got to be clearing this stuff out. You can't just set it loose from someplace and then it fights back by releasing all its stuff, and then all its stuff goes out to look for a new home. So you got to stay on top of this. This detoxing is multi-level, man, and it doesn't stop because they don't stop fucking poisoning. So it's like you can't stop if they don't stop. I mean, as soon as they stop, I think we can stop. I think that we can. I'm not saying stop taking care of yourself, stop being healthy, stop. I think that should continue. I think this is kind of training us into how we should be, not how they wanted us to be. Because there's a way that we can run optimally, and there's a way that we can chug along, barely making it, having to go into the service station every couple of weeks, and that's how they want to keep us. And so get us ourselves running optimally. It would be through mineral nutrition, vibration, because I know they keep the vibration low so that we feel sickly. I don't know, because to me, I feel like I can feel it. I think when you start feeling better and you start feeling good, you start noticing like it's just like dense. It's like heavy here. It's kind of dense. And so I think it's through the vibration of because this is like a reality. This is like a movie set or something, and they have like control over the environment. And so, anyways, they keep it and uncomfortable. Like when you go to the dentist's office, it's freezing cold. But so on the dentist thing, though, because I want them to see, like, if this heals up, like what I think is happening, what I believe is happening, that I feel like it is my duty to go out there and show those dentists for them to see, so that they can understand, so that they can start telling people what they should be doing. People should be taking care of themselves and stuff. And there's a lot of people who are aging and stuff coming in there and their teeth are falling apart because it's the minerals. Our minerals are being drained from us. And our teeth, everything that has like the bone density or teeth density and stuff is going to be affected when your minerals are being sucked out of you. And it's like they're being drawn. It's like you're in the toothpaste and you crunkled it down. Like you got nothing left to give, and it's pulling out of everything in you. And so your teeth, everything's going to suffer. That's why that older lady who's got all this silver hair, her bones breaking, and she keeps going. She said that she was vaping all the time too. which that's going to be pulling from your bones and shit. There's a new thing though. If you are really into, like, I mean, I like smoking, but mine is medicinal, that business. But for people who don't like that, and then they want to smoke, or especially the people on the vapes, you need to get off all the oil stuff. There's some new thing I saw. On some kind of ad, and I can't remember what it's like, if it was FR, it's not FRE or FREE, but it's something like that. And but it's like breathing in extra oxygen or something. So it's some kind of thing that's supposed to be healthy. And so anyways, there's new healthy alternatives that are going to be coming out. So just keep your eyes open and look for those kinds of things. Which I have seen a couple of different ones of lung things. I saw one young girl who was in the hospital crying, and she said one of her lungs is full of blood clots. And so that was just her video, like in a panic. So many of these kinds of videos, so many people are just hitting such hard things in life. And another one was a woman, and she was talking about her kid. I think he was like 6th grade or 8th grade or something like that. He'd come in and he said he didn't feel good. His chest was hurting and his shoulder or something, kind of like this. And so, and I don't know, I've never had anything with my lung that I know of, besides, being sick or whatever. So to me, it definitely feels like, it reminds me a lot of after the surgery, and all of this same place is hurting. And it feels like it just like caused inflammation in that area again, to me, is what it seems like. But on this one, so this kid said his chest was hurting and his shoulder. And so she told him a couple things. Oh, you'll be okay. Because she's thinking he's like 15 or something. And she's thinking he's really healthy. He plays sports. He's good. And she's thinking maybe just, hurt himself. And she pokes around and she can't find any. I do have a place. So you poke and it hurts. So that to me also makes me think it's a different kind of injury. Like something got hurt right there. And then it's like all the, I was just running again. All the inflammation kind of, that's fucking bullshit, man. To blow my nose constantly. Right back with the fucking bullshit congestion and stuff. Like, ugh, so aggravating. So anyways, she goes to take the kids to school. He doesn't have any spot like how I have a spot, because I did the same thing. Like, okay, you go feel around, because if it's when you're trying to decide, like, is this my heart, is this what's going on, feeling around, if you find a spot that hurts, then that is that can tell you something. So anyways, in this world, we gotta be our own doctors, our own diagnosers or something, because I mean, go at your own risk, man, and then into that unknown realm, because you don't know who you're going to interact with. You don't know what your lessons are ahead. But all the lessons are going to lead you to a place of independence and getting more into union with your body, being able to read its signs and communicate with it. So, I mean, that's the direction we're going. So however, people get there. Anyways, so she decides when she's going to taking the kids to school, she's going to keep him out and take him up to urgent care. And so she takes him up to urgent care. They do an EKG, and they see like, oh, well, something seems off. So we're going to send you to the ER. So she goes to the ER, finds out his lung is collapsed. And then they say, well, it will heal back. It will go back by itself. Everything's okay. But yeah, he's got a collapsed lung. So, like, what the hell? And, I mean, how do you just, like, you're just walking around, your lungs just collapse? Like, I mean, I don't know what all they're hitting us with, but it's not good. It's not good. I mean, there's a little kid. And this other young person, she had to be in her 20s. I mean, if she was in her 30s, she was a young-looking girl. And she's got full of clots in one. And I'm sure some of these people gotta be panicking. I know, like, I mean, the clots can be super, like, that can take you out in an instant. Um, and that's the thing with this shady fucking practice too, because you don't know if you're, whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. There's no jumping and getting something to happen that's not meant to happen. You cannot, if you're meant to be taken out by something of this, and some of these are like, I mean, the clock, that can be like instant, like boom. So, you know, that's quick. The freezing to death, they've got more people freezing to death. And it kind of is, I don't know, because they just all go on with this like sad music and, you know, just look what's happening here. It's just like, you know, like everybody just keeps waiting and waiting. Like the government's going to just show up all of a sudden and go like, wow, you guys, yeah, this has been rough. We're here to save you now. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I don't understand is, and they do have some like school gymnasiums or some places where they are housing some people who are staying. And that's what people got to do is come together in community, like, and go as a combined force, combining resources, combining energy and build up. And I think they need to do mass exodus. I think this what's happening over here is, I don't know. It's sad, it's tragic, it's crazy, it's a whole bunch of things. And it will be a whole bunch of things. It's not going to be just one thing. It's going to be a lot of different things. And it really has not much to do with my own specific life journey other than observation. And so often in observation, you find yourself in judgment, which is the worst place to be, because if you're going to be judgmental of something, then the universe usually gives you that experience so that you can see, instead of sitting back and judging, you can go and experience it. So it's like, you know, keep your hands clean off judgment, if you ask me. Is that when you're catching yourself and stuff, you know, just don't feed into it. You're going to catch yourself getting judgmental and stuff, but just don't feed into it. Don't go all full bore into that energy, because then once you start putting that out there, it's going to come back. So, you know, but you're going to visit different parts of yourself. You're going to visit different aspects, but you got to figure out how to pull yourself out of it. What was that one? Because that one was a good one. It was this morning because it made me see something. It was something I was thinking about, and then they say something, and then what I was noticing, I think it was this morning, was that they constantly, whatever you will think or say, they're going to constantly, there's like a force out there, like the dark energy guys, the ones that feed off of your excitement, that they will always, whatever you think or say, they're going to say the opposite. And this morning, I was just, I noticed it all the time, but this morning I was really like thinking about it and stuff. And which, you know, there's good parts to it because it does get you to challenge yourself and to think things through and stuff. But I think some people, you know, buy into their stuff and will give up and not believe in themselves or whatever that they're trying to get you to do. And but part of their thing is just that it isn't so much about the end game. It's about your emotional response that they feed off of. And so they're just constantly creating you to kind of be, I don't know, not argumentative, but kind of be like that. Like, I don't know, because a lot of times I feel like I'm like arguing with them or something. Like they're trying to tell me the way it's going to be, you know, argue with them. And then a lot of times I'm just like, whatever's going to be is going to be. And I'm not argue with you. And, but they love that. They don't just, and I swear to God, like I'll find myself arguing with them, and I will have been arguing with them for a minute before I even realize I'm arguing with them. It's just like I'm doing something and I'll be thinking something, then they come in with their smarty bullshit, and then you're saying something back, and then they're saying something again, and you're saying something back. Then it's like, then you start realizing like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. But anyways, there's a lot of that. And you just got to pay attention to what's going on in your mind. I just saw this girl talking about this. I thought it was cool because she said she's a energy healer or something. So I would imagine she probably does Reiki and stuff. And she said that her guides had told her that she was going to go help some guy at the park and told her what park to go to. And so she said he was going to be sitting in the grass. So she drives to this park and she goes to this park and she goes walking up and she sees a guy sitting in the grass and she's arguing with her guides, like, like, because she feels ridiculous. And they are like, no, this is what you're going to do. Just shut up and do it. And so she walks up to him and she sees he's got a translator machine. So then she starts arguing with her guides, like, he can't even speak English. And they're like, just go and do it. And just, being very firm with her. And so she went up and she started talking to him and she said, do you know anything about energy work? And he was like a little. And then she said that that's what she does and that she felt like she needed to come over and do this, whatever. And so he agreed to it and stuff. And so she shut her eyes and she just starts doing her thing. When she finished, she opened her eyes and she said he was just bawling his head off. Oh, it's going to make me emotional. She said he was just pouring tears, which made her start pouring tears because then she felt like she had really done something good. And then she went in her car to record and talk about it, and she was bawling her head off. She said it was just so much to process, but it was really cool, like, because the listening to your guides and these interactions, because so many people won't listen to their guides. They won't do what their guides tell them because they feel stupid, they feel silly. And so I just thought that was really cool, is that was that was good communication and good listening and then good follow through and being something, being like a conduit or something in life without even realizing it, because she has no idea how she's going to impact this guy's thing. But that is the thing too, is like I said, you have these people and the thing that we're traveling on, this this thing that I see that we're like clicking into space in this thing all the time, like this, all these things happening, click, 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 like a big giant clock. And it is one of the things is the transits or something. It's our astrology chart. So if you want to understand, but it's not going to show you every single little thing in your life. Like if you go in and you do your whole big chart thing, you're not going to still know every single person that you're going to run into, but you're going to kind of know, like, at different times of your life, the interactions that you're going to have, what it is that you're working on, because each house represents different parts of your life. Each sign represents different aspects of you, your personality, like all these different things. But so you have to listen or go learn about it. But this one guy who I keep seeing, and he talks about, and he shows the chart, and he, I don't know, it just really got me to see that is like you are birthed into this cycle, this, like I said, like a template. It's like a template of your life, and it all has to do with like the star signs or something. It has to do with the astrological alignments. It has to do with how we all align to one another. And so there can be people like that you have no contact with, you don't know at all, and you still have an impact on them. But it has to do with, it was always supposed to. Like it's weird. And it's still so weird because you have so many of these people still saying about the NPCs. Oh, and there's this one guy. Like, I don't know. There's so many different people who started coming out, just like I'm sure to some people who were out there for 10 years talking about spiritual stuff, that all of a sudden here I come out of out of nowhere. And so there's a whole bunch of people, though, to me, that have come out of nowhere. I mean, I'm not the only one. And this guy, I don't know his name. He's a black guy and he's got a mustache, I think. He might have some other facial hair. I'm not sure. He's got a short fro. And I don't know if he is pissing some people off. I don't know. I've seen him talking a few different times. And some of the things, like I don't sit and listen to the whole thing because, like I said, I got to stay more focused on what comes into mind. And when I go and listen what somebody else is, then that, I don't know, it will mess with mine, or it will make me look at them a certain way, just like with Bashar. Like when I would hear him, and I mean, because way before this whole incident happened, I would hear him, and I would hear him be, same with Abraham Hicks. I would hear him being angry and talking like his, who was it? Chiron too, the same thing. Because the guy who does Chiron, when I would hear him, and he would start getting like all pissed off. And see, Daryl is the guy. Bashar is who he's channeling. Chiron is the guy who's being channeled like Bashar, but I don't remember that guy's name who channels Chiron. Abraham Hicks, I don't know. I don't know who she channels. She's talking to somebody or something. So, but she also gets like this angry kind of thing when I have heard her. So all of them, I just like especially Bashar. Chiron too, because before I ever even heard Bashar, I had heard Chiron. And every time I would hear him, they couldn't say some things that I think like, yeah, I believe that. But there's another thing to it, especially when they are talking to these people who, like Bashar and Chiron, being so angry. That to me is it's not high vibration. And I would say it's something more about this keeping us in this vibration. It's some kind of a, I don't know, just like the people who say that they are channeling the archangels. I think that that guy who said that those archangels and all that stuff is over this realm that we're in. So, and it's kind of like to police us or keep us in this realm. So, I don't know. I mean, I just, like I've said, is like the higher mind is the most calmest. They never get upset about shit. They don't, I mean, you would almost feel like they don't care. Like it doesn't matter. But they just don't look at it the same way we do. They don't look at it like all emotional. And they look at it as everything is expansion. No matter what, every lesson, every hard thing that you go through is expansion. So they don't look at it as like, oh God, you stupid fool. You should have done that. You wouldn't have had that happen. No, they look at us like, hell yeah, there's another expansion. So they don't have that same thing. And when you go to them and you ask them, it's very much, it's just like I see it as very like peaceful. Like I've said before, they're the quiet voice. They're the one that you can't hear as well. And that, is another thing with these people. It's like some of these voices that you can hear so well, they're not all like trying to lead you in a positive direction. And some of the stuff they say maybe, but I don't know what all his teachings are and stuff. I just know when he said that stuff about the politics thing, I was like, no way, no way. And there's still these people who, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Let me see if I can see that straight. Because this one was kind of twisted. Okay, so the blues, they still feel like they need to be vindicated. Like they need to take down, everything needs to flip in their direction. And they have all this hope and all this could happen, that could happen. There's all this stuff going on. And so I saw this girl, and this is just so trippy because she's explaining how what has happened now, that it's like the corporation won. This is so weird because it's so upside down. It's so trippy. So trippy. Like, this is going to flip these people's lives. Like, their minds are going to flip, man. This is so trippy to me. So, but I could see the point of it so much in this video. So they believe the corporation has won, and they have to fight back for humanity because The corporation doesn't care about, like, they can see all that. And, but they think it's due to the red, not the blue. They don't realize, oh, and even fucking Barack's come out and said some fucking like shenanigans, like, dude, God, oh my God, these people, God. But since they're on that side, they don't see it as like, oh my God, like, oh gosh, these people just, yeah, they just create division and hate, man. And so anyways, they're sure that the corporation has won because, you know, Donald won. So he's the corporate billionaire who's now, you know, going to destroy humanity because of his greed, and he's planned to be a dictator and never leave the office. Like, this is all so absurd because he's already left once and he won that time and he still couldn't. Like, it's so absurd. Oh my God. I mean, when the stuff that they have to wake up to is just like, oh my God, it's so wild because just watching this coming, and it's anyways, the plan is to stop supporting the corporation. We're going to take down the corporations. So stop. Like, the only one I didn't listen to her whole thing. She said, you know, get rid of your Prime, cancel your Amazon and stuff like that. And so cancel all of your corporate stuff. Stop consumering and buying senseless stuff and just buy. And so yeah, that's all good and fine and dandy because that's what we need to do. But it's just that they think that they're doing it the other way. And it was like, but this was kind of like they had to go into it this way. They couldn't see it the other way. So they see it from this backward way. I have said, like, there is something about Donald is like a catalyst or something. It's trippy because it's like they can focus on that, but they can't focus on this other stuff. So you give them this direction and it works, but they can't see this other direction or something. So then, so they have the good thing, you know, we're going to stop, if they do it, stop supporting because I think, you know, I don't know. There's like a lot of people who like DoorDash and I don't know. They think like they're supporting young people's businesses or whatever, but I don't know. The corporation has a hold without people knowing that it has a hold, like. And, but that's why so many of these things are falling apart. You know, like the Uber, like a lot of these things are all falling apart because it's not independent. It's not us just going and making it. Like, if we want to just go make it, you know, start your own little car service around town where you're the one getting all the money, you get some friends and you guys go and do calls or whatever, maybe set appointments or something. But the way that they have it through the corporation, it's fucking the drivers, you know, the people doing the work. It's always the same thing. Corporations are always fucking the people who are doing the work. And so that's where we have to take a stand and start figuring out how to get out from under their thumb and how to be more independent. And that's a big part of the challenges of what people are going through this evolution, you know, with discovery, of figuring out what you're good at, what you want to do, what you can, how you can turn that into something that is good for you, where you profit, you benefit from your own skills, your own ideas, your own design. And so this is, that's, you know, part of the demonstration of independence. And so, so anyways, so the people have they understand that this destruction, but they don't understand it's the side that you're trying to keep in is the one that's doing this. It's so weird. And still, there's all these people who are just still freaking out about the 25. And it drives me crazy that people don't even go and know anything about the 30. They don't even read it. And that one's in the process. Like, when I heard about it was like, I don't know, 2016, 2017. It was a long while ago. And it was talking about the smart meter. It was talking about the sky, like all of everything, their plan, how they were going to take us down, how they were going to destroy us, how it took them 4 generations to get mind control, which we can see. And so that they've been doing, and that's the one that people need to focus on. But they keep on focusing on this one propaganda bullshit and whining and crying about it. And the TDS is so over the top. Like, man, I mean, his role, I swear to God, is just to stand there and be the target. And so, anyways, but it's all going to flip, and it's just going to be a trip to see these people all of a sudden realize, like, you've been fucking shooting at the guy who's trying to save you. like, man. And you guys have been trying to elevate the people who are trying to destroy us. So, yeah. But they're all of the individuals will all start having things happen to them too. Like a sickness. I mean, that's one thing that's waking a lot of people up. Getting sick and then going. I mean, that's one good positive thing about all the sickness is that gets people out there to see that the medical is failing. And oh my gosh, the amount of stories coming out of the medical failures and family members dying. I knew I knew it. And this is just getting started. This hasn't even reached, like I saw a girl do a video yesterday and she said, man, look at the reaction to the healthcare, the insurance thing. And they don't even know yet about the technology. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Just wait. Just wait until they find out that the technology's been hidden and they've had to go through extreme loss of loved ones, a baby. Like, oh, man. So much to struggle. And all the struggle, just remember, if you've gone through the struggle, like if you've been in a wheelchair, you had an amputation, and it's like, those motherfuckers, I could have been out. But there's a part to the learning, the growth that you have going through the disability. So those are your gold coins. You don't want to lose that. The universe isn't going to take it away from you. So you get the time of struggle to champion yourself, to grow from what it is you're going to go through. And so they can't just come in and run and save the day, but that is what is going to really chop some asses when that starts going, because there's already, the internet is flooded with the stories of people, of what has happened with the insurance, cutting people off from different treatments and things that they needed. And, they get the diagnoses creates dependency. And they wave that dependency around like they know they have control. And so it really is, that's why we got to go natural. We got to go everything that you have, an ailment or anything, like your body's willing to heal it. But you got to get like your homeostasis. You got to get in balance so that it has a place to heal. And you got to give it time. You got to give it respect. And that's what people are lacking. They want the quick, easy fix. That's what we're sold. We just run in there and they give us something and we get all better. But no, that's not how it works. But that is where it's going to be waking up a lot of people, because a lot of people are going for that, and they're having all sorts of situations. All sorts of situations are blowing up in people's faces. Same with the legal stuff. Everything that people are trying to do just keeps blowing up and things going wrong. But all those things are to get them to realize, to wake up and stuff. But whatever still is something big is coming. I just don't know what it is. And I saw now they're seeing some of these drones. These are supposed to be drones. They're flying all over New Jersey. And some of them are as big as SUVs. Like, I don't know what they've got going over there, if they are beta flying a lot of different little government powered little, I don't want to call them drones, some kind of UAP thing or something. I don't know. Something's going on over there. It doesn't make sense that it's something like some rich guys just out there just buying drones, flying them around. No, there's some kind of government thing going on, some kind of shenanigans or something. That's all they do. It's all shenanigans all fucking time. And they even say in their stuff, one of their things that they do is keep us distracted. So just keep their shenanigans, keep drama going. And then that's what they use actors and stuff for. Notice how many times, like, All of a sudden they'll pull somebody out and they're either breaking up or getting together or something, and it's all a distraction. It's all to keep you from looking at what's important. Because when that kind of stuff does that kind of thing, there's something going on, and they want you to be looking over here, like J-Lo and Ben Affleck. That's why I say some of these people are like commercialized relationships or something. And Affleck, I swear to God, I still think there's something, like he owes a debt or something. Like, I don't know if he just, with his gambling issues or something, got himself in a lot of different crises, and they've had to bail him out. And now, like, I don't know, because like other actors and stuff, they'll discard him. So I don't know what the deal is. But you know, maybe it's what he's willing to do is what that keeps him going or something. Maybe some, as time goes on, they stop being willing to jump through all the hoops and do all the bullshit. And so I don't know. But there's definitely something weird with Affleck. And as somebody, there was somebody who did a picture thing. So they just took the pictures of these actresses from 2012 and then did them now. And I am telling you, they all look like they've got Bold Glamour filter on. So I don't know if they have made some kind of synthetic person, or if they're, because I don't know how they could make Bold Glamour into a real face unless it has something artificial about it. Because they all, and I said there was something about that Bold Glamour filter when it was on, when it was on TikTok, and all these girls kept doing it and doing it. See, that puts this facial recognition thing, and they can put that into a computer or something, but I don't see how they could put it into a clone and make them all look like that. But I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe that's the merging of technology. Um, I don't know. But these girls all look like Bold Glamour. I know that. And they all look the same. And they don't look like themselves at all. Even one that I'm kind of surprised about, that she is in it. It's not Kate Blanchett. She's in my favorite movies, Serendipity. She's an English actress. Why do I keep thinking her name's something like Kate, though? I think it is Kate. Kate, though. Kate something. The other one's Cate. So maybe that's why. But I can't see what her name is. But anyways, and she's a real pretty actress. And she was aging, I thought she was aging good naturally. Like, she was looking good. You know, kind of like, I don't know what all Jaclyn Smith has done now, but Jaclyn Smith was one of those really pretty women who she just kept staying pretty for a long, long, long time. Now I think that she's done some stuff. I don't know what all. But she doesn't look as extreme and creepy as some of these other ones. So I don't think that she was doing it all along. I don't know. But that is kind of like, this girl reminds me of her. And she just has a really pretty face. And she seemed like she was aging nicely, you know, like she was looking good. She wasn't starting to look haggard. And like Jennifer Aniston, man, I can't get over on the things, because it was just right before. It was just like a couple weeks. There's no way she could have even had surgery and gotten, like, no way. She's out on the street. She's like in some show or something. They were filming it. And so they had the lighting. It was just showing these clips. And so she was out there, but it was showing and you could see her face. And it had these weird kind of like things, which I've been learning more because I have this face yoga stuff pop up all the time. And so what happens is around your eyes, like I had said, that there's something that goes on around the eyes as people age. So what it is these muscles contract. So you have to keep rubbing them and exercising them and stuff. And because they are trying to contract as you are aging. And so you got to keep them open So that's one thing. And then the other thing is like your cheeks. So wherever your cheeks were, I'm not, I had big cheeks. And so wherever your cheeks were, that they start falling. And so then I guess some of these people are going in and they're putting filler somewhere in here. But so the reason that this starts going in is because this muscle goes down. So that's why people's faces, they start aging and they think their face is drooping, but it's just the muscles are slacking, just like the rest of your body, and then your skin too. And that's all due to mineral deficiency, the crepey skin, all of that. And so so as these muscles go down, then it starts drooping down here, and these muscles start contracting, and then it starts making this the thing around your eyes as you get older. And so you got to work on this muscle. And the ones I've seen so far, you can look them up. Like I said, any of this stuff, look it up. Don't just be like, oh, do everything I say. So these, I have been rubbing these for a while, and mine was because of it feels like there's always inflammation behind my eyes. And so I was trying to, move this into lymph and stuff. But anyways, now I found out that no, these are muscles around here, and you got to keep doing stuff and keep them opening and relaxed and stuff so they don't constrict. Then in here, you got to keep doing these. There's a bunch of different ones, but you can do this. But what you got to do is, it's probably better to watch in the mirror when you're doing it, but you got to lift these muscles. And there's some muscles right here. These ones are hard. And even when you're standing in the bathroom and you're standing there looking, make sure you stand really erect and hold your stomach and stuff, because it works on your stomach too. Like when you're pulling these muscles up, you'll feel your stomach. And that is doing those, tightening those. That's called, what is that called? Calisthenics. Calisthenics, I think. And so pulling in those muscles is a good exercise. So don't waste that. You're exercising your stomach at the same time. And so, so what you want to do is, look, there's different ones, but do that. And there's another one too, where you can put something in your mouth and keep lifting the thing. And, but when you do that and you lift these muscles, trying to get these ones in here is more work. And then also in these ones where they do all the lymph and stuff, there's a big thing with the muscles and stuff in here too. So you want to keep that going. And in here, there's big lymph drainage things too. So if you touch in here and it's sore, then you have a lot of just lymph stuck in your drainage system, which is all really energy and stuff. Is weird. But so anyways, lifting those, that will also lift this, and it will lift these back up here, which will lift this back up. And then if you keep doing this and this, you just kind of lift everything back up. And so, and there's all different exercises, and, you have to do them, and you have to do them every day. And, but so on Jennifer Aniston, see, I guess what they're doing is a bunch of these girls. So as the muscles start going down, instead of, because they haven't been teaching us this stuff. And then there's so many people that were telling things, but we weren't listening. So now, start opening your ears to all this information. But so they had told, all these people go in and get in all these things in your face, and that will fix it. So I guess she had gone in and gotten these certain ones. So there's some kind of filler around here. And then it moves. So not only do your muscle move, but then it starts pushing. So it starts pushing your muscle down. So when she was outside, she had kind of like a dent in here. It kind of does these weird things to your face. And this is where I saw these plastic surgeons talking about it, like what is going on, and different people talking about filler, and some people saying what you should do, what you shouldn't do, like a whole bunch of videos I was seeing, and they kept using her face talking about it. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, she's out and she's bold glamour. She doesn't even look at all the same. And it's like, oh, no way, no way. And but all these different ones. I almost got her name again, but Kate Blanchett came again. Kate, I don't know why. Sometimes when I can't get somebody's name, it drives me crazy. But I used to be able to, yeah, I used to be able to do all those names. I couldn't remember a person's name, but I could remember actors' names and actors' voices. Um, there was a lot of things but that was one thing. Like, I had a good memory on things, but not people's names. I always, if I didn't know a person and I would get introduced to them, I'm never good with their names. I think that's pretty impressive with Donald, how he can go around knowing all these people's names. It's like, I've never been able to do that. I've called people the wrong name before. It's horrible. Usually I won't call somebody their name for a long time when I'm talking to them, because I've had that happen before where I've called somebody the wrong name, and it was so embarrassing. So anyways, so so the filler is moving around. It's dropping in places in people's faces and causing an extra sag. But it's all these muscles and stuff that start sagging, and then our skin gets loose and crepey. So, and those are from mineral deficiency. The crepey skin is also in the with the copper. But one thing is so copper adds the collagen, but the copper needs the magnesium, but this is where it really needs the iron too. And that's why I say cook it with the cast iron skillets, because it will absorb what your iron into whatever it is you're cooking in it. And then you'll absorb that iron, and then that iron, when you drink from your copper cup, then it feeds into that, and then you take the magnesium and it builds all that, then that starts building up your collagen. But it's like you need this like trifecta or something. You can look it up again, but and what I had seen, that yeah, if you got crepey skin, don't just think, well, if I just take this, it'll go away. It's like it needs a couple of different things, and there can be more things too, because I'm telling you, I've seen people. I've seen people with moringa, just moringa, say their hair changed colors. People on just selenium said their hair changed colors. And I started with the zinc now in the morning. So because there was something I had seen where I had symptoms, because I'm always trying to figure out what the fuck, is there a way I can feel better? Like, I keep thinking, it has so much to do with our environment, poisoning and stuff fucking death. But, I'm open to other things like the mold and stuff. But what, is coming out is that they are attacking us with mold and fungi, because it's the hardest thing for us to kill. So it's, and it makes people so sick. And there's a whole thing too in some show where they even talk about this mushroom fungi or something that can take over, and then it's kind of like you can make the people into zombies. Like, you have the kind of zombies that I grew up with, where they were under the kind that are in Haiti. So where somebody has got control of you. It's like voodoo zombies. And so that it does something like that. I think that's what they're trying to do to us, is create these zombies that they can just control and manipulate, and that we just do. Well, I mean, it is kind of like there is becoming more and more of the mindlessness, and that is what is creating more and more of these people talking about the NPCs and stuff. Like, the NPCs, I don't agree with that. And I like what that one girl was saying about the clones. Like, I agree. Like, you can't have a body out there that's not being manned by an energy. It has to have a soul. It has to have a battery pack. You can't just put a body out there. And even with the zombies, like in Haiti, or in the voodoo ones, those ones are being manned by some other energy. It's like, I think, like the dark magic masters, because there's, you can master dark magic if you want. Like, that's the thing, is like, where a lot of these young girls who are like, oh, I'm a witch, it's like, yeah, it's good to know your power, and to know your, your abilities, and to know that you are a powerful witch. But it's another thing to go out and start trying to practice it, but you're going to be manipulating. And that when you're manipulating, you're using dark energy. If you're trying to manipulate energy and force it to do something that it's not actually doing, then you're trying to manipulate. You're trying to change the energy. There's other energies out there that will go. That is like why you can pull in. And it's not just dark energy that does this. It could be Wicca, this could be shamans, but pull in the energies of the north, the south, the east, and the west. You pull in these energies. There's an energetic force. And so those, like the dark energy, like the ones that are chattering away, trying to beat you down and stuff, they can, I think they can put something like that into one of those, and then this voodoo person is in control of it because they have kind of like how I see it is kind of like in the movies how they represent like a witch, and then it has like the little minions or something. But I think about the little minions being like these little spirit, like that has to be controlled by this being. And like I don't know, yeah, it would have to become stronger and stronger, but they don't have the same kind of identity as what we do. And so it's different. Even though it's like we're in their realm, but we are coming in as higher beings and riding in on a vehicle, which is us, and this is like their realm. So it's like we're visiting into their realm, and but they don't have the same kind of abilities as us. And that's why, you know, they're very parasitic. Like we in our unhealthy state can become parasitic, because when you rely on other people to make you feel better, that's parasitic. As energetically you're pulling out of somebody else's energy so you can feel better. And we've all been guilty of it. You know, we've all been energy vampires. We've all been in a bad place and been sucking the life out of somebody at some point. And so it's not like that we can just say, oh, well, that person's bad because they do that. It's like, it's kind of like, well, anybody can do that. It's not like just that person. It's kind of like a toxic behavior that we all kind of fall back on at times. And because it's kind of like a survival mode too. It's kind of like you're trying to survive. And sometimes you do have to pull off of other people's energy. But, you know, we're going more into an awareness about energy and how it works, and being more healthy, and not, and when we realize our own thing, and then we're not pulling off of somebody else's. So when we realize like, oh, this is making me feel bad, but that's coming from me. So what is making me feel bad? What is it that I need to work on? What is it that is, you know, what is my lesson here? What is it this interaction is here to teach me? And so to get what you can from it. And then, you know, we'll keep healing and healing and healing and getting better. And but that is our like trajectory. That's the world that we're going more towards. But we're still in the fracture. We're still in the we're still in the accident. Like we haven't completed the accident really. It's like we're still in the rollover. It's still a pile up, and it's just like keeps going and going and going. Then it will get to the point once the smoke is cleared. But yeah, we're still in the pile up, but there's still something. There's still something that happens, and then that is what is really going to start the healing. And I still don't know what it is. I can just hope it's not like, you know, earthquake or volcano or something, because we've got all these things erupting. I'm still hoping that they keep doing these mild evacuations, getting people to, you know, want to move someplace that's more in alignment with them, and getting them out of some of these places. And then there will be also, be where to me it's when they start the freedom cities. That is really going to be when we start moving out of more dangerous places, because I don't think they're going to put any freedom. I don't think they're going to go put a freedom city in the middle of California. And they could sit there and blame it on Newsom and Nancy, which is supposedly Nancy has got troubles this week because supposedly I think they're talking about her husband is but I don't know, because I thought the husband and wife cannot uh, say against the other one, but somebody is supposed to be testifying on her for the insider. What's going on with all this trading on the inside. And that is, a lot of them are going to be taken down with that, but it's going to show their crimes against, the humans. And where was that? Was it Mexico? I think it was Mexico that just did a thing now that animals are equal to humans. I'm telling you, it's going to become very different. And you're not going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to eat this one. No, it's going to be changing because everybody's going to start seeing the sovereignty of life. Every animal is its own sovereignty. And that is probably going to be where there's going to be some people that realize, like, fuck, man, I wasn't even nice to my dog. And, ignored them or whatever, and I was the same thing, busy and didn't spend enough time with my animals or whatever. Now I feel like totally lucky that I get to have this experience. But yeah, Archie is totally a gremlin. He goes into gremlin mode a couple times a day. And poor Max, he was just getting, again, he was just like, he couldn't take it yesterday. He was trying to hide behind me, but I know he's not feeling good because he just keeps laying around and laying around. So I'm sure it's something to do with this stuff. And I'm going to try the stuff that I have. And, but yeah, Archie goes totally gremlin. His whole face changes, his whole way. He starts going so crazy. It is the funniest thing. I feel like I got to get a video to just show. He totally becomes like a little gremlin. And now I want to watch Gremlins. So I went to look it up. And there's a 2. There's a number 2 now. So they've got the old one because I looked on YouTube. So they've got the old one. I think I found one channel that has it for free. Then, but number 2 is, I don't know when it came out, but you have to pay for it. And or you can watch it through Cinemax or something. So I don't know if it just came out on cable. I don't know if it came out a long time ago. I don't know. But anyways, so I was thinking I might watch that today. Let me think. Because there still, every time when I look over there, it still looks like this hand is coming up through the curtains. It's the weirdest thing. I'm going to have to just move that thing because it looks so weird. It always catches my thing. And especially it looks like a witch's hand. Yeah, these people who, I don't think that some of them even realize what they're messing with when they're trying to control and manipulate the energy. You don't realize, like, you're not pulling in nice, friendly energy that is there for the betterment of mankind. You're pulling in dark energy, and then you are building a relationship with it. You are, like, some people, like, there's been people who have done dark practices that have gotten very entangled in with the dark energy and the dark spirits, and they'll, like, where people think like they're being haunted and stuff after. It's like, you pulled them all in here. Where do you think they're gonna go? Like, you're their host, You're where, like, in some cases, it's almost as if you created them. You may have taken a little tiny spark of a dark energy, and then you fed it, and then it became a bigger one, and now it's yours to manage. Now it's attached to you. You got to figure out how to let go of that, how to get it out of your thing. And what was that one? Because I did talk about that a while ago. Because I think it was a girl who was realizing about her dark energy, and she was trying to release it. But see, you can't do it out with anger and mad and sad and stuff like that, because those are the emotions it feeds off of. It's like, you got to let it go through happiness and joy and stuff. You got to give it nowhere to live, nowhere to rest, but you can't do it out of, like, being angry and mad and pushing it and stuff like that. It's more like you gotta just, and it will be desperate. It will be desperate to beat you down and get you to keep it. And so, you know, we can have things go wrong or whatever. And you got to um, just keep trying to find joy, find joy, find joy, find joy, and not give it a place to rest so that it has to go find a new home. But it still has a strong tie to you. Like the moment something goes down in your life and you feel down, it's going to be right there at your side. And that is where you don't want to feed into your anger, your bitterness, and use this as your energy to go out and do your dirty work and stuff too. Because a lot of people put like spells and stuff on people. You don't want to be doing that. Like with all this dark energy and stuff. I don't know. I think you can get yourself trapped in it or something. You got to learn how to manage the energy. And what I have learned to come to understand is stay in the flow. The energy has a flow. It's going. The whole thing is about learning how to ride the flow, learning how to ride the wave of life, and not trying to influence or control it, change it, just to ride it. That energy is that's the light energy. That's like the wind. That's like riding the wind or riding the water. And but the thing is that, you know, we just have a society that's so full of people that want to control. But like I've said before, control comes from fear. And so you don't want to be harsh on somebody because they feel like they got to control things. It's, you know, they're doing it out of fear. They're fearful that everything is going to go wrong. Like they have to hold it together. Nobody else is. Nobody else is seeing it. What am I going to do? It's all going to fall apart. How am I going to be able to handle it? So they live in this constant state of fear that they can't handle. And right now, too, the universe is making sure so people can see what they can handle. And that people can handle, you can always, believe you me, you can always handle way more than you think you can. That is one big fucking lesson I've gotten through life. Is that you will have stuff piled on you and you think like you can't handle another bit. There goes another big pile because they're always going to be showing you, oh, you can handle it. Come on. But remember, it's not just your guides that are just mean up there trying to pile shit on you. No, this is you. You took this, this ride, this template. You took this what is that? The astral projection, the what is that guy? The transits and stuff, the path, the journey. You took it, you chose it, and your guides are there to just kind of keep you going and to kind of give you hope and give you direction and keep you going through the thing. They're not going to come in and fix it for you. That would, in a soul's world, you would not appreciate that. As a soul, you're here to go, you're not going to go through all this shit and not get the benefit from it. So, yeah, as a soul, you want the benefit. So you want to learn it. But as the human, all caught up in your humanness, then it feels like it's too hard and it's emotional and you can't do it. And you wonder, what is even the point? Why is all this stuff happening to you and stuff? But there is a point, and it is all for you, even though it doesn't seem like it a lot of times. It seems like, you know, the universe is out to get you or something. But really, it's trying to help you develop. And so, yeah, your guides are there to assist you, but they're not getting up in the morning, you know, like, what's she going to do? What are we going to do today? What do you think? You think we're going to create a problem for her? Let's make a problem for her. Let's get, you know, that's not how it works. You know, it's like, it's already set, whatever's going to happen. And you and your soul knows, but you forget because you're not as connected to your soul as you could be. And then, your guys are just, you know, they're just kind of on the sidelines. You know, I think sometimes, you know, you're running with the ball and they're cheering you on, you know, and then other times you are stumbling and falling and dropping the ball and they're sitting next to you while you cry. You know, they're just there for you and for whatever the stuff is that you are going through. And like I said before, though, that a lot of times they'll tell you things like, simple little things, you know, just like, well, to me, they give a lot of information about things that you're thinking about. Like if you're trying to understand something, that they kind of help you through that. But they, uh, what was that? Because there was another one I was going to say. But anyways, because I hear people and they get all, like, I've seen people get angry at their guides and think their guides are assholes and stuff. It's like, what? Your guides are like, life is set. The destiny path that you chose it. You chose all this stuff to happen. They're not getting up in the morning trying to figure out how to make your life hard so that you have to grow. That's not how this place works. And there is nobody over you except for in this place where we've taken a knee. We've allowed them to be over us. But that is like why the universe is coming to liberate us so that we stop taking a knee, so we see our own empowerment, so we remember we can heal ourselves. We can heal our own teeth. We can heal our own hair. We can heal our own hearts. We can heal our own disease, all of that. And one thing to really take notice, and I see this over and over, and I know from my own life too, is when you are in the worst places in your life, when you feel like you're not doing what you should be doing, and you know it, and you know it, and you know you shouldn't be going through what you're going through, and you're going through it, that when you keep on letting yourself keep going and going and going through something that you know that you need to make changes about, that you will start to get sick. You'll get sicker and sicker and sicker unless you start living your truth and doing what it is that you feel more guided to do. And so a lot of times people stay in marriages out of fear that they know they shouldn't be there. They know that the relationship is toxic. They know the person's bad for them. They know they're bad for the person. They know they need to get out of it. They know they can't be happy there. But some people stay because they don't want to hurt the person's feelings. Some people stay because of a financial. That's what I was staying over. It was financial. So then you're going to have lessons about that. Everything is going to give you lessons so that you start to see. Come here, sweetie, bye. Come here. She's so stiff when she gets up. I know that's what wakes her up, is that, you know, when you're laying, you've been laying too long, she's going to go beat those bells. Oh, and on the bells thing, it's so crazy because even this morning, Archie does this all the time, and it takes me a minute to figure out that he has to go to the bathroom, because he'll just start running around, pacing his tail, and then he'll just come and sit and stare at me. And I was like, I just think he's bored or whatever. And then it's like, oh, you need to go to the bathroom? And he's like, yeah. He gets all excited. And so I go to the door. He gets all excited. Then he goes running out, and it's raining. He does not like the rain. So he starts running off the porch one way, runs back on, runs off the other way, runs back on, runs off. I was like, oh, that's so cute. But, and then another one, Max, he also does not tell me things. He doesn't signal to me. And even like yesterday, I had the door shut. I'm sitting here. I thought he was in here too, because he's so quiet all the time. And I thought we were all in here. And then I hear him outside barking. Mom's like, oh my God, he's outside. And he'll just sit at the door. He won't make a peep. And he has a couple of times started to do like a little tiny whine. It's because, that's her main communication, is the whining. So they're like, well, that works. Let me, if I do a little whine. But they don't like communicate like that to me. They won't tell me when they need to go out or something. But so anyways, the bell thing. So Stella, when she was little, I was watching a movie. And the movie, the woman had a dog, and then the dog would signal when it needed to go out by ringing the bells. And so, oh man, I'm going to do that. That's so smart. And so let's see, I'm pretty sure I did it with Lucy. I'm pretty sure Stella wasn't the first one I did the bells on. Winston was too old. But he was like, but I'm positive Lucy also did the bells. But so every time you're going to go outside, you go up and you ring the bells. So every time you're going to go outside, you ring the bells. So you keep showing them and showing them. And then pretty soon they come up and ring the bells when they want to go outside. And it wasn't just in this movie, it's a real thing. Like other people do it too. So anyways, but that's how I did it, was just I hung the bells on the door, and then every time, like when, especially when they're a puppy, then it's like you're constantly going and taking them outside, so you're trying to show them when you need to go potty, this is what you need to do. So you take them over to the door, ring the bells, open the door, take them out, and then walk out there and then be like, okay, go potty. And then they'll run away. It may take them a while to figure it all out, but then they run around and go potty, and then you, oh, good, good, good. Then you bring them back in, and then a little while later, you do it again, and then pretty soon they go over and they start telling you when they need to go out. So that, I thought it worked good, and she still uses the bells. Like, she uses the bells as a part of her communication too, because when she wants something in the kitchen, she goes over and beats the bells, and then she walks into the kitchen, and then she'll start hitting their fridge if she wants them in the fridge, or she'll go and stand over where the cabinet is where the treats. But right now we have to wait for the mail to come get more treats, and so she's in withdrawals over that. That makes her never very happy. She is so cute. When she's so huge, and when she starts rolling around on the floor, it's the cutest thing. Oh my gosh, she's so adorable. So anyways, but I feel fortunate to get to have this time with them. And I think a lot of people are going to find a lot of regret over what is going to happen. But yeah, Mexico, now that they've done something where it's like animals have the same kind of protection as humans or something. I don't know. You can look it up. And maybe I misunderstood something. And now they even have some people going out and picketing out in front of shelters that are not doing well, that are not taking care of the animals right, living in, because they're getting grant money for this stuff. Like, this is government money coming from this. It's all mishandling, misspending of all this fucking money. And plus, we need to make real change. We got to do something different. We cannot be just loading down more houses with puppies now at Christmas. Now you keep seeing this going on at the same time that every single day they're just mass murdering all of these dogs that are innocent. Just, it's so sad and so tragic. But it's a part of our story. So there's all these dogs coming in and going through it. And, but the, oh, yeah, because at this one, they had all these people out picketing. And I think some of the people, even who work there, maybe are getting involved, and they should. They should be the ones that are standing up, getting more people involved in, like, the mistreatment of animals and stuff. But this is what is going to be stopping. This mistreatment of animals is going to affect our eating. It's going to be a whole new wave of life is about to be approaching us. And it's going to be very different. I think it's like, I don't know, like if you lived in Iceland your whole life and then all of a sudden you moved to Hawaii, all the things are going to be that different. It's going to be very different, drastically different in our lives. We're going to have to be looking at things different. I think that is a part of the awakening, is awakening that ability in you so that you can look at things different, so you can start to see more perspective, so you can deepen your understanding. And I saw somebody also saying something that was about collective, something negative about collective, us as a collective, that's not real or something. I don't know. But I just want to say as the explanation, because I don't know who all's out there saying what all, but as an explanation to me for the collective consciousness is we are creating a collective consciousness. We're all coming together in like a group way of looking at things that creates an energetic consciousness that is like we are creating. That is kind of like when this explosion happens, this like created this consciousness of all of our thoughts, of all of what it was that brought us into that. It becomes its own entity, like it becomes its own thing, and it's kind of like you can access it. And I think it's kind of like people would want to, other people or whatever would want to have information about this. They'd be able to access that collective consciousness, and then depending on your own abilities of how you could see, feel, or understand the communication that occurred, like reading a book, or kind of like the same thing for us if we learn visually, or we learn auditory, or the different, or hands-on. And so depending on your abilities, how you can learn from different consciousness, because even the raw is a consciousness of a collective consciousness or something of an occurrence. And so I think there's another one. I think that there's probably a bunch. It's like thought forms or something that is created out of all of this experience, and then other beings and stuff can access it, and like we could access it, like we could go in and try and see from somebody else's perspective or understand what happened to them and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of darkness in there. There's a lot of sad, tragic stuff in this experience, what people are going through. But it creates so much change, and it brings so much balance, and it is it's just so crazy, because it's how uh how sadness becomes happiness. Like it's like a transference. It's like this energy change. And so it's the whole thing with dark leads to light. And it is so much to do with our very existence. And so, anyways, even when things seem so hard and so sad, there's great purpose and meaning behind it, because it creates this change. It does change, it does create like a glow up. It changes you to evolve, to become more better. Because otherwise, we stay in a stagnation of safety, of never challenging ourselves, never trying to do something that's hard, because we don't want to fail. We don't want to be bad at something. We feel bad enough about ourselves to start being bad at things. So, but then when you go out and you challenge yourself, or in this case, the universe begins to challenge you, then you start to see, like, oh, wow, I didn't even know I could do that. Like, I didn't know I could think that. I didn't know I could do this. I didn't, so it changes you into this other part of you that you're leaving in the dark, and it's bringing it into the light. So see, it's like this dark to light. Everything is dark to light. And that's what we're going through. It's the expression in the sense of letting go. This expression, like expressing something out, letting it go of this dark energy. But each of us carries different aspects of it, and so we all have to be releasing it in order to really let go of it. And we all have to do our own work, and we have to take responsibility for that work in order to do it. So instead of focusing on what others should do, it's more focused on what you should do, and taking responsibility to work on becoming your best self, letting go of things. That's a big one. Is letting go of things, letting go of the things that have happened to you, and see the benefits, see how you changed, see how you grew. I just saw a video. This one's sad because I've totally been where this girl is at, like so much. I felt so bad for her, but and it's a challenge. And you find yourself, a new mom all of a sudden with somebody you're scared of, and you're trapped, and you don't know what to do, and you don't know how to get out, and it's very scary. And she's just so sad. And then in the comments, there's other people too, like she's not the only one. And there's so many stories going right now. There's so many. Oh my gosh, there's some really beautiful sad stories out there. I mean, you listen to them and it's like, oh, that's so sad and so tragic, but it's so beautiful. Like there's such a beauty in going through something and being able to bring yourself out of it, to get your benefit and to grow from it. It's really fascinating. And so many people have so many beautiful stories. But like I said, you would listen to it and it would be like so tragic. One was a girl who she had gotten pregnant in high school, and she went in and then she found out she was pregnant with triplets. And so her mom was, going to help her and everything. And then she started having a lot of issues, and they said she wasn't going to be able to take them to term. And it was like the weirdest bunch of miraculous things that even happened. Give her 3 babies in there. And so she, then something happens, and she starts having them right at the house, and they weren't viable yet. They were still, I guess they look like babies because she held them and has pictures and stuff, but they were too tiny, and they couldn't survive. And so they all died. And and she's telling the story, and she tells it beautifully too. Like, it is just like, it is such a beautiful story. And then when her babies all died, she became so, so sad. And having a daughter that happened to, I know what happens. And they start, trying to hide from it. And there even becomes a point where they just as soon die too. And so it's a very hard time on a lot of women when they lose their babies or kids or whatever. They have a hard time because they feel so much as it's their responsibility to take care of them. And so it's just a lot of emotional stuff that people have to go through. And so she, I think, was doing the drugs and stuff and not doing well and didn't give a shit. And then she got pregnant again. And she said that changed her real quick because all of a sudden she realized that she had to take care of herself for this baby. So that got her off of her pity party, kind of off of her, her propelling downward, spiraling downward. It pulled her back up to caring about herself and stuff. I heard another one, and now she has the baby, and now the baby's a year and a half old. I heard another one of a girl who was homeless, and there was a homeless dog, and she was 16, and there was a homeless dog, so she started taking care of this dog. She just had feelings for this dog, seeing it struggle and stuff, so she decided to start taking care of it. So she started making it promises that she was going to do better, and she was going to provide this great life for this dog. And so she started following that dream, same way as that other guy who found the cat and did the thing, like start making promises to him and then start following through on the promises. So she got herself out of being homeless. She got herself through college. She got a bachelor's. She got herself that's creepy. She got herself a nice house and provided this great life. The dog had clothes, and she said it always had food. It never went hungry. It always had clothes. Poor Max. That's what Max has now. He's got his clothes, and he really loves the clothes. He loves the bundle and feeling safe. And and then she got, I think it was 15 or 16 years, and then the dog just passed. But she had to, he was dying, and then so she had to pay. She said it was $541 to have the euthanasia and the what is it called, the burning thing, what the hell, cremation. And so she got that, but she felt like she had completed all the promises. It was like this really sad and beautiful story. And the way she told it too was just like, oh my gosh. It was like, you can have a sad story and it can have so much beauty. Now I'm curious over like, what the hell was that? Now it's like, I want to go back and look at that thing and see if I see some kind of thing move around in there. I don't know what that was. But there is always weird shit. There's always weird shit, man. There's weird shit around us all the time. And there's nothing to be scared of. That's one thing, is I think that they have so many people scared of like these aliens and demons and monsters and all this shit. And there's nothing to be scared of. You got to realize that that's programming, because what else is it based on? It's based on things that you've been told, things in the movies and stuff. It's not based on anything that's real. So now you're going to get to see what's real and put it all into perspective and see that you've been manipulated and that they've been lying, because there's nothing to fear. These beings are not coming here to hurt us. They're coming here to wake us up, to liberate us, to teach us. And we're at this step in humanity where we're taking a leap forward. And, so it's kind of like our guides through the next step, through the next part where we're going. And for all we know, that part of this, whatever's going on over in New Jersey, is like they're testing these vehicles that we're going to be driving, but they use it also to get people to wake up and to start paying attention and start talking about things, so people start talking more and more about aliens and stuff like that. But there is tons and tons of all sorts of footage. But again, how do we know it's not the hologram or whatever what is that called? Not called Bluetooth, but They have their hologram world up there of, it's called something, I don't know. But anyways, so, the stuff's just going to keep going, and it's up to each of us to take responsibility for ourselves and make the changes, because each of us making the changes is what changes the whole world. It's like that's how the world changes, and we can't sit back and wait for other people to change. We've got to be making the changes, and that's why there's so many people like me or whatever who woke up first, who had to have that drive to go towards that without anybody else telling them, because there had to be a movement towards that direction. The ones telling were telling in my head through telepathy and stuff. Like I wasn't like, there was still guidance, but now it's going to be, the guidance is going to be coming, rather than just coming from our guides, it's going to be coming from other people who have done this stuff that's going to help the other people. So it's going to be all these shifts. But yeah, I think that a lot of us who were going in this first part of this awakening, a lot of it was being led by our guides. But it was, I mean, not everybody has that ability yet to listen to their guides, but it's going to become where it's going to be a lot of people working towards it. A lot of people are going to be wanting to work on their communication and like their health, their communication, understanding with their own guidance, why they're here, what they're doing here. And it will be challenging because you do have all this dark energy around, and they like to interfere. They like to confuse you. And like I said, the higher mind's not going to argue over them. It's not going to scream over the top of them. It's you who has to pick up on the energy of what it is and then shift out of it. Be like, notice that where this energy is a negative energy, and then shift and keep pulling to listen to the higher mind, because it's out there. It's out there and it's talking. And when you hear it, then you will see it's a lot more peaceful. It's not divisive. It's not angry. It's just like purity. It's like a purity to it. It's like a very caring, compassionate, not going to judge you, not going to make you feel bad about yourself. So anyways, I think a lot of people are going to be working on that kind of stuff. Let me think of the other things that I was going to say. Plus this wheeze thing. The girl who has all the clots, she had a wheeze when she was talking. But any of these things, I mean, everybody's got to make their decisions for themselves. I'm not going to, if you've got clots or whatever and you need to go to the hospital and have them help you, then that's what you need to do. I'm not going to say, oh, you can do it at home, even though that will be, it could be very well, you're going to go there and be cured, but it very well could be you're going to go there and you're going to run into more problems, and that's going to show you that you got to take more control over your, it can be so many different things, because it can be like this person's really unhealthy lifestyle, and that's going to be really highlighted, and they have to see, so they have to make big changes in how they take care of themselves. It can be a lot of different things, but there's all the things that happen to us all have natural ways of healing and natural ways of getting fixed. So it's not like you have to go to their stuff. Their stuff is mostly fake and phony. And I don't know, it's very fake, very phony about, yeah, I mean, to them to even say that they're giving us any kind of cure, they're not giving us any kind of cure. They're just keeping us sick. And it keeps seeming like there's something that I'm forgetting to say. There was some more stuff yesterday too. Oh, there is a funny thing. This assassin thing just keeps getting so absurd. So now they found his backpack. They're sure they found his backpack in Central Park or something, just laying there. But it was full of Monopoly money. So, oh no. This is all just a big show. I'm telling you, this is such a big show. And I don't know if that guy was really done in. I don't even know if that is all a part of the show. I mean, he could be arrested still, because these people are all going to be going down because they are committing crimes. They're all committing crimes. Just the whole thing, even with the insurance stuff, there's going to be so much. There's so much because it is like that they are, um, yeah, somebody said extortion. I think that's what the word is it is like they're extorting money out of us and forcing us to have to comply with these things. And so anyways, but they're all going to be getting in trouble, and it's going to help us because we're not going to have all this fucking bullshit having to pay all this insurance. That's one thing too, is so many people are ending their health insurance and stuff. And that's the direction that we just got to keep going. It's just pulling free from them and the control they have over us, and becoming more independent, knowing our own power, knowing what we can do for ourselves. So anyways, that's the direction that we got to be going in. I've been talking plenty long enough, 144. So anyways, that's a lot of talking today. So I will talk to you tomorrow. But in the meantime, don't forget what you're doing here, because you got to remember, you got to learn how to love yourself, love everyone, and how to have a loving day. So work on that, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.